Okay, so I want to talk to us about rules and automations, or actually segmenting, but we can add automations in here as well. So under automate, there is a rules section, and that will take you to here. And so what this is that something happens, like the customer takes an action or finishes an action, and then another action happens. So for example, and these aren't great examples because a lot of them don't exist anymore, but when my customers finish my classroom management sequence, they automatically get this tag added to them. And then I set that tag up as the beginning of an automation so that whenever anyone receives that tag, they automatically start a new sequence. So that's like a double automation there. Then you can also have a rule where if someone clicks a link, then an action happens. So it doesn't have to be add a tag. It can be that you move them into a sequence or you take them out of a sequence so that they're not getting, two email sequences at the same time. So for example, if someone's in my classroom management sequence and then they are going through that and they click on something to add them to my middle school math teacher sequence, then I don't want them getting both sequences at the same time. I could remove them from a sequence, or I could remove a tag or whatever. So a very advantageous one for you might be to have the link and then add a tag that they signed up. So if you're hosting a course, and I don't know what else that would be you would use this for an abandoned cart sequence, but if I'm hosting a course on a third party platform, when they click this link, I could add the tag course sign up. Then inside the course, I could add a tag that meant that they paid. Um, so that way I can set up a sequence for anybody who has the course sign up tag, but is not course paid. And so, those are those abandoned cart people, and um, I'm trying to email them. So I would set up an email sequence for anyone who got the course sign up, and the minute they got the course paid, I'd remove them from that sequence is how I would set up the automations. So there would be two automations going on there. One, when they click the link, they'd get a tag, and one when they got the tag, I would remove them from the sequence. So that's a little bit about how these rules work. Now I want to show you a couple ways you can do it. So here's in one of my emails, I ask them what grade level do they teach? And so what I'm going to do is if they tell me what grade level they teach, I'm going to start sending emails and products specifically to like elementary school teachers or to middle school teachers or high school or whatever. And so sometimes I create products that are only good for certain grades. And I could send an email to both elementary and middle school and just not high school or whatever. So, but anyways, I ask them what grade level do they teach, and then I have these four links and they could click on it. Now, what would be a better thing, and you see I did it down here, is to create buttons. And I could just hit plus and then button, and then I could add high school. I could change the color if I could type high school. I could change the color to whatever I wanted. And then over here, hopefully you can see it with my face being in the way here, but I would I would paste the URL and I would add the link trigger. Okay, so first I would have to set up the link trigger. So like this one is the middle school. I don't know if you can see it, but it says middle. So I know that's my to my website / middle school. And what happens is when they do that, then whatever rule I set up happens. So that's how I apply the rule to the link or to the button. Now, the one thing I will say is you can't set up a link unless you have a destination. So I can't like use this operation if I don't go and build a web page or a page for that link. So what I did is on my Rethink Math Teachers website, I built a page that says elementary school teachers. And it just says something like, thank you for subscribing. I'm going to send you or try and send you information that is relevant to elementary school teachers. And while you're here, check out these products. And so I just needed a place to send them so that when they click the link, they saw something. And you could send them to a landing page that you made. You could send them to your Facebook page or whatever. But the best practice I think would be to make a page on your website. It's a hidden page, an unlisted page, so that no one else could find this unless they're getting a direct link from here, or if somehow the SEO gets so high it ranks on Google, which it's not gonna. But then when they click this button, they go over there and now they automatically get whatever trigger I wanted them to have. Now, in this case, the trigger I set up is just to get a tag. I'm just tagging them so that if I want to segment them even further, I can. Okay, so that is triggers, that's rules, and that's how they apply to segmenting. And as we said, we could drop them into a sequence or pull them out of a sequence based on these link triggers as well. So for example, if they clicked elementary school, I might take them out of I would trigger that so that they come out of my general email list or email sequence to all math teachers, and then they get dropped into only a sequence for elementary school teachers. Now, I want to show you one more thing I did. Over here, this was a sign up for a webinar for Teachers Pay Teachers that I've done. And what happens is when they go, this is a landing page. And when they sign up, they enter their email address. I really should have added name because I messed things up when I didn't do that, because everyone else gets names and I do a lot of emails with first names. But I didn't add name to this one, but I should have. Anyhow, then it says choose the date. So I did the webinar on multiple days and they could click on the drop down menu. Now you might be asking, well, how can I do that? So what I did was I added a line, and then under what they're happening when they pick on it, it is to save them as. So they're getting a tag. And so instead of doing a custom field and then typing in first name or last name or whatever, I went to save as and I added tag. And then I'm doing a drop down menu. And I changed the label to choose the date. And so maybe you're doing something like I teach middle school, high school, or I teach science, English, math, or however you want to segment your audience. And then I created tags that I wanted them to select. So in this case, the tags were September 18th, September 19th. Neither of these times worked, but send me the replay. And you can see over here, those are the 3 tags that I had to create. And so I created different sequences for each of these tags so that they were getting emails at different dates. I could have just done one sequence for all 3 tags, but then set up an email, a broadcast, and that was scheduled to go to them on that day that says, hey, the webinar is starting today, only if they had that tag. So that's another way that you can do some segmenting and some automation that will help. Oops. All right. I hope that's helpful, and I hope you use it.